Welcome to Mike's Moment of, the space where we pause for a moment to talk with creatives, thinkers, and storytellers about the journeys that shape their work and their lives. Today's episode is called Production Values, and I'm joined by someone I've known and worked with for quite a while, my good friend Sharon Schroeter. Sharon is a television producer, a scriptwriter, talent wrangler, and if you've ever worked in production, you know that the last job alone requires the patience of a saint and the reflexes of a ninja. She's also a mom, a storyteller, and as we say where we're from, a certified hot gal. Today, we're talking about what it really takes to bring stories to life on screen, the craft, the chaos, the coordination, and the people behind the camera who make the magic happen. So, let's take a moment with Sharon Schroeter. Hey, Sharon.
Hi. I like that certified hot girl.
Certified hot gal. How you
That's
do?
right. I am good. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Thanks for taking time. I know you had a rough day at work, and you're always working.
I
Um,
know.
yeah, which is a good thing. It's a good thing too.
I can't complain. And the good thing is that I'm doing what I love. So
Yeah, yeah. Um, so let's see. I mean, I think we kind of met even before Rising Stars, because I think when I had come back, because our fathers worked together,
yeah.
and when I'd come back from studying in Europe and stuff, I said, "Oh, you should meet Sharon. She works in television." Blah, blah. I think we met once briefly, but I didn't really get to start
I
working.
think your daddy gave my daddy a CD.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Oh, I didn't know that part. Okay. Sometimes you don't know how proud your parents are of you until way
That's
past.
so true. That's true. True.
That's very cute.
Daddy's
Um,
like, listen to him. He sounds good. It's like,
uh,
okay.
my daddy, I miss him. Yes. So, and then it was when did Rising Stars start?
2004.
2004. Okay, so that was when I just got back to Jamaica. Um,
Mhm.
before Rising Stars, though, you worked on Smile Jamaica. What else? What else? Because you had your
I
own.
did. I used to host ER.
That's right.
There was Hype Zone as
Yeah.
well. I used to produce and host it. And a lot of other live productions that TVJ had because I had just joined TVJ like in 2001.
Okay.
So they basically gave me, I was doing everything because I was a junior producer at the time. So very
Mhm.
young. So they just figured, let's just throw everything at her and see what sticks. So, um, yeah. And then 2004, I remember maybe it was 2003, I got interviewed for the job for Rising Stars.
Mhm.
And Mark Kenny interviewed me. And he's like, have you ever done anything like this? And I'm like, no. And I'm like, I like to sing. So, hey, maybe I could do this.
Mhm.
And he said, what about script writing? And I said, well, I do write. He asked me if I knew Denise Hunt. I said, no, I've only seen her like in plays. And we spoke and I think maybe it was my enthusiasm, for everything and my love for music. I think that's probably what kind of made Mark say, you know what, let's go with her. Because a lot of people actually interviewed for the job. And when I got it, I'm sure they were surprised, as was I. But I'm so glad that I did. So glad.
But I'm sure even after talking about Rising Stars, you had no clue like all that was involved because
Zero.
it took over your life.
It did. It did. but in a good way, you know. Like I always said to the kids, the Rising Stars kids, you know, I'm living my life vicariously through you, because I was like, you know, I always wanted to sing, and
Mm,
but I just don't anymore. But I love it, and it is something that always kind of made me, when I sing, it just, and you would know, like, you just kind of go into a different world, and it just relaxes you and calms you and everything. But I think my love for producing and for television kind of, you know, surmounted that, you know, that passion
right.
for singing. So,
Mm,
um, but the fact that I got to work on a show where I had to listen to all this amazing talent, and, you know, it, it made everything better. It
right.
made it better. So I didn't mind that it wasn't me singing. Sometimes I would chime in, but other than that, you know,
Mhm.
it listening to them, it made me happy. You know, it was a stressful job. Don't get me wrong.
Mm. So, as you said that, what give us an idea of the layers of things. You also wrote the script. You did a few different things.
So it I started out, my first job on Rising Stars was second unit director.
Mm,
And in that position, I had to write the scripts for all the auditions that we did. And then you always had to kind of make them different, you know. So you had to visualize what you wanted that show to look like.
right.
And I didn't know Denise, but I spoke to her a lot, so I kind of got an understanding of what she was like. Because it's important that you don't just write a generic script; you write a script for the host, you know, for whoever it is that you're going to be working with. And after the first show, the first audition, I was like, okay, this is what's going to be happening. So you kind of, and you realize the kind of people that were now coming out to these auditions. So you
Mhm.
kind of say, oh, so I can have a weird people moment, and I can have a, you know, um, so I did write the scripts. So at that time, I think we used to have either 5 or 6 auditions,
Mhm.
and it was challenging because, you know, you write the script with the edit in mind. So it took a lot of it took a lot out, but I always wanted to make it different. Every year I wanted to make it different. And then you go into editing. So
Mhm.
you say, okay, I have to go through all of this footage now. And back then we used tape when we just started.
Yeah, yeah.
You had to go through and log and everything and find the footage that you wanted. And then it airs. While the auditions are airing, you would have picked now. Well, maybe at that time we picked a little later. Um, we used to have 10 from each location, and then people used to vote. God, we did a lot of voting, but
Yeah.
people used to vote for who they liked. And then out of that, now we did what we call postcards. So once the contestants were selected, we'd now go to where they live. And
Right.
I remember the first year I'm going to Cavan, and Cavan lived on top of a hill, and it was like a little, we couldn't drive up there, and it was like a little narrow pathway. And my cameraman Ian at the time, he's like, you know, always wanted to get the shot right, and he used to say to, I remember he said to Kayvon, okay, go on back up and come back down again, because we used to get a shot of him walking. And Kayvon probably did that about 10 times,
Oh
and I
my
was like,
God.
God, Ian. And you know, we went, Kayvon sold shoes in the market,
Mhm.
and I remember we went to the market, and they had the shoes hanging in there, and Kayvon was dodging in between the shoes. It was just the shots that we used to get for these things. Like, we wanted people to just kind of, you know, understand who these kids were, you know,
Mhm.
where them come from, and kind of connect with them on a different level. So I love the postcards were probably my most favorite part of Rising Stars. Um, I remember Christopher Martin, he was driving with us, because who knows where Backpasture is? Nobody. Okay? Nobody. And I remember we were driving, and Chris said, okay, stop here. And we're like, there is no house. There is nothing. And he said, just stop right here. You're going to just park. And I was like, this is the main road. I'm just stop. And then he just took us down this little pathway, and it just opened up into these houses. And I was like,
Wow.
okay. And he climbed a guinea tree for me. He's like, you like guinea? You like guinea? I'm going to climb this tree for you. And I'm like, okay. And he did, and all of those things, like I'll never forget them. Romaine was the same thing because nobody knew where Stepney was. Probably the first time even driving past the Bob Marley where he's buried,
Yeah.
and to show you how far we went, and Stepney is further than that. And like we're driving, and the road is getting narrower and narrower. And Ian is like, "Where are we going?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then all of a sudden, a man on a donkey appeared, and Romaine is like, "Follow him." And I was like, "Okay." And then the donkey turned around, and we're like driving behind the donkey. And it's the same thing. Like it opened up into a community, and music was playing, and people were dancing, and every single solitary person in the community was out.
Wow.
It's I like stories, things like that. Like I can't. I'm so glad that I got to experience it.
Hmm.
To just be a part of it, and to see where these kids are coming from, and their humble beginnings. Because sometimes you have to call it
Hmm.
that, and you see where they live, where they come from, what their parents are like, their sister, auntie, uncle. Because you meet everybody.
Yeah.
And then of course, majority of the time, especially when you go to the country places, you never leave empty-handed.
Produce.
We got Noddy and his family.
Yes. Yes.
Um, but it was great. So we move from the postcards now, and then we go into the live shows, and I love live TV, and I didn't realize how much I loved live until I did Rising Stars,
Okay.
and because you have to have a certain temperament for live TV,
Hmm.
and I believe I have that. I
When when
don't.
when you say that, what do you mean? Like you have to have a certain.
So my thing is that um there's always pressure with live. You never know what is going to happen. And for me, I always try to be a step ahead. So no matter what, I always have a backup plan.
Okay.
Um, and I don't panic. I don't panic because I believe if I panic, it will affect everybody else who is working in the control room.
Right. Right.
I would always say to people, do not upset my host before the show. You know, um, same thing with the contestants. I don't want anybody to talk to the contestants and throw them off. And sometimes it was a little annoying because when we shot at TVJ, everybody have an opinion.
Yes.
And no, you shouldn't sing that song because some people would hear them in rehearsals. No, you shouldn't sing that, and you should, um. So it kind of threw them off sometimes, and I'm
Mhm.
very protective of my kids,
Yeah.
and I always tell people do not speak to them, do not, But live, I remember Lenya. Lenya got voted off, and nobody expected Lenya to get voted off that year, and she couldn't manage. She cried. She should have stood up there and she cried, and I kind of knew it was going to happen. So I had a video prepared, of her singing from, the last performance that she did. So I just kind of played that as well. Cause yeah, you want to see somebody crying, but which makes for good TV. But at the end of the day,
It's a person.
yeah. And I'm like that. I put myself in that person's position,
Yeah.
and as I said, I'm very protective of them. So I will always have a backup plan.
Hmm.
Always.
Hmm.
But it's fun. I love live. I love live. I love the
Yeah.
fact that anything can go wrong. Sometimes you don't really want anything to go wrong, but
Yeah. But sometimes that's good TV
that's
too. Yeah.
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 There you go.
So, but as you said, everybody have an opinion, and everybody has had an opinion, even about you and about your job. And I'm sure the man on the street felt they could do your job, but they they don't realize that you are. I mean, that what you're doing, you're managing. There's logistics. You're managing several teams of people who are in turn managing other things. I mean, and
Mhm.
that's just the crew part. I mean, that's just the TV part. But then there's also the personalities of the contestants, which
Mhm.
really blossom, quote unquote, as
Yeah,
the show goes on. You know,
it's hard. Yeah, yeah.
right? Personalities of the people who you know you have working with the talent. Whether it's me, me or Peter, or costume, wardrobe, all the other stuff here. There's all those things
Mhm.
that are happening at the same time, and you're at the center of it, kind of.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. So when people say, I mean, you hear them and you hear the comments, and as you rightfully said, people say, I can do that, I can do that, and I'm like, try, try,
yeah,
try.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's a lot, but um, I think this job kind of helped me to multitask a lot
oh
better.
boy, yeah,
uh, so, and I'm all about solutions. I try not to let things get to me too much. And then the good thing is that I've always had like you and Peter as sounding boards, so if something goes wrong, I always come to order
yeah,
to. I remember like even um like before we go live and stuff, and I'd always come in the guest room, and me, you, Ife and stuff,
yeah.
without kind of, I tell her, I was like, oh my god, guess what happened. And there was always a story. um so it was, I always had you guys, so
Yeah, yeah,
I never worried. I never really, there wasn't any point in the 20 years of this show that I was kind of like, okay, I
yeah,
don't know how I'm going to do this, or because I always knew that I'd have you guys, and you guys always had my back.
yeah, man.
So
Always.
I never worried. I never worried at all. I just knew that we'd have to make, if we needed a show, we'd make a show happen no matter what.
No matter,
You know,
yeah.
if them don't have no voice, you would come with your concoction and give it to them and stuff like that. And yeah, yeah, they always had. They were very lucky. Geez, I wonder if them know how lucky they were. Cause
I don't think they do.
no, no,
Yeah,
I don't think so. I
yeah,
saw Elton today, and he's like, I miss it in here, and I'm like, dude, you are a big singer now. Like, why? He's
right,
like, this is where we started. I was like, yeah,
yeah. But they had lots of people looking out for them. I mean, you were protected, but then so were the rest of us were protective too. We're
of
always
course,
looking out for the best for them,
of
always.
course, of course. Sometimes they didn't realize, and they thought that we're being hard on them. And I always said to them, you know, I'm hard on you because I want you to understand that when you leave here, you're spoiled when you're here.
Hmm.
You know, you get everything, because we treated them like they're stars.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause they had everything. You have a musical director, you have a vocal coach, you have a performance coach, you have stylist, you have makeup, you have this and that. And so they were really spoiled. When you leave us and you go out into the real world, you're not going to get that. You're going
no,
to be fighting to find a producer. You're going to be fighting to find this and that, because just one, because of how Jamaica especially is made up. But you don't have that luxury of everything that we provided you. But we wanted you to understand that this is what you deserve.
right.
This is what you deserve as an artist, and don't think that you must accept any less than what this is.
Hmm.
And um but I was still hard on them. I was still sometimes, and they knew, but I did it from a place of love, and I think they knew that all the time.
Yeah,
um and they would always say, boy, she was hard, but they knew that I would never do anything or say anything to hurt them, or to I'm not going to lie to them. I'm always very honest, with them. And up to this day, I'm still extremely protective of them. Um, no matter who it is, they all mean so much to me.
yeah,
They all mean so much to me. And when I see them, or hear them on the radio and stuff like that, or see them on TV, it's I feel good.
yeah.
I feel good. So I want all of them to do well. It would mean so much to me to have them all, boss big,
Exactly.
because
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
so great, and they're, they all sound so good, and they sound better than, and I'm gonna say this because it's true, than a lot of what's out there.
True. Yeah.
I mean, I listened to Elton today while he was rehearsing, and I was like, listen to this boy. Like, he's so good, you
He
know.
is.
And
And
Elton
yeah.
did Rising Stars 10 times before he was even selected. So, you know,
Yeah.
um, was him bad. He's so, oh, he's good. He's good. They're all good.
Yeah, I mean,
Proud of them.
I really enjoy. Like, I mean, a couple times, like you'll send me a voice note and go, "Oh, look, they're working on this. This person is working on this song or whatever." You know, give them some feedback, that kind of thing. And I'm always happy to, because you know, I kind of feel the same way as as you do. You know, it's like, yeah, yeah, these are my kids. You know, it's like all my students. I'm always happy to do anything to help them. You know. Um, let's look at some pictures, and then let's see if any stories come up. Let's. This is let me see. This is Sanjay. So
Sanjizo.
Sanjay was first
Sanjay,
before.
Sanjay joined as a production assistant.
Okay,
He's been on the show as long as I have.
okay.
Joined as a PA, and then I don't really know how Sanjay became assistant producer, but he just did. And then and then he became the host of the chill room, and everything was all about Sanjay's outfits.
Outfits, yes.
And I was just like, I found some the other day, and I was just like, oh my god. People used to just compare him. Okay, this one he looks like a dinosaur. This one, but he's so cool. Like, he's such a
Yeah.
team player. I mean, he's the one who actually asked them to dress him like that. So, um,
So people have
you
something
know,
to talk about. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So, um, yeah, I was Sanjay is really cool, easy to work with.
Hmm.
Um, he and I get along really, really well. So, and I mean, he hosts one of the shows that I produce as well. So,
Right,
you
right.
know,
Yeah.
we're really, really good friends, really, really
Yeah.
good friends. So, and
Yeah.
then
I
we
knew
work
Sanjay
together
from before. I think I'd met Sanjay at Mikey Bennett's studio at Grafton. Because Sanjay's also a DJ, as a lot of people know.
yeah,
So, you know, I met him recording there and stuff. So yeah, it's nice to see all these different aspects of him and who he is and what he does. It's really cool.
yeah, and I mean, he was good because we worked together on Kings and Queens, and as well as Contender.
Yeah.
So he's Sanjay is like the rough version of me. Very rough. Sanjay
Yeah.
do have no tact sometimes.
Uh,
So, but yeah, but
so what are all the show? I mean, we'll get back to the pictures, but I mean, you mentioned dance. I mean, Kings and Queens, Magnum, Kings and Queens, and
mm,
Contender. So these are contests that you worked on, but there's other shows. What are all, what
yeah.
talk about some of the other shows and contests that you worked on?
So I did. There's a show called On the Verge, which is kind of similar to Rising Stars. She won't want to hear me say that though, but it was. But, but it was like more for younger. Like it had a cap, with the age.
Okay.
They were allowed to do everything, dance, whatever, which is how Rising Stars actually started. Because we did have dance. Um, but so I did that as a competition show. Um, and then I don't know how I got into sports. I do champs. I started doing
Okay.
champs in 2018, and I was just like, why? Because I do not like sports. I am not afraid to say this. I am from Mobe. Champs was never a thing for me or my school. I do not run. I do not jump. I do nothing. Um, so when I was asked to do champs, I was just like, I have never been to champs in my life. I've never purposely turned on the TV and said, "Oh my God, champs!" No. So when I was going to produce it, I was just like, "What is this?" And um, but I was like, Sharon, you're a producer, so think about it. Think about yes, at some point you need to understand what the events are and how long jump works or triple jump, which I think is so stupid. Um, but have you ever watched triple jump? What is that?
I'm not
Oh
really
my
into
god!
sports either.
They run, hop, skip, and jump. Why?
Oh, oh, I don't know.
Why? Why you need to do that? Why is that a sport?
Yeah.
No. But and I said, I just want to make it something that the viewer wants to watch. So I started going out and doing features on
Okay.
some of the kids and stuff and the schools and whatever, whatever. So at least it would give you once like just like Rising Stars, a way to connect with these kids.
Some background. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So um yeah, and I've been doing champs from 2018 up until now. I'm getting ready to do the 2026
Okay.
staging. And then somebody called me for cricket. Cricket. I was like, if you could, champs is one thing, track and field, but cricket, and it
Slow.
was a UK company who called me, and I was like, yo, I'm not saying no to this.
Right?
And I'm mine, big up to Lennox. I mean, I found out he gave me like a crash course in cricket.
Okay.
I flew to, it was 3 countries, it was a test match. Um, and they were like, oh, it never lasts for 5 days. They'll never last. It was 3 countries, West Indies versus England, and they're like, it won't last for the 5 days at each location. It did. Uh, so 5 days of cricket
Oh wow.
at each location. And so you fly, we went to Antigua first, then flew to Barbados, and then flew to Grenada. So it was a lot. But I made a lot of friends and I asked a lot of questions.
Okay.
I asked a lot. And then I started getting called for football. And so I did conquer, and I said, once again, if you try to tell me what you call that something there, offside, I don't know. Don't know. I'm not one of those people who can just watch the game and go, ooh, offside. Nope. People have tried to explain it to me, and they're like, yeah, man, it's when the defender, this hear me. How do you know who is the defender? I don't know. How do you know? Does it say it on his shirt? Because it does not. And so so I do a lot of football. I did started with some CONCACAF games in the Caribbean. Then I got called for Women's Gold Cup in the US, and then I got called for no, Copa America.
Okay.
And then came back home and I started producing Premier League, Jamaica Premier League.
Okay.
So yeah, so I do a lot of sports. Then I did basketball the other day for the first time. Zero clue, but I did basketball, and it was like World Cup qualifiers for basketball, and I was like, "This is so cool." I never thought I'd be doing sports. So yeah, so that was good. I don't mind doing more because it's good on my resume.
Yeah.
I want to work World Cup this year. So fingers crossed that I get called to do it. Um, and then I do like Grand Gala. I do a lot
Right.
of the CDC stuff,
Hmm.
like festival song and those kind of things. Um, but yeah, so I do a lot.
Yeah.
I do a
But I know
I'm
you don't like sports generally, but you like Formula One.
Oh God,
What you
if
talk
I
about
could
that?
put oh, I would love to do that. My dream jobs, so Formula One, and I would love to produce the Grammys.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd love to, even if it's like one segment, but
Right.
I would love, I would love to, whether produce, I'd love to work on it.
Okay.
I'd really love to work on it. Um, so hopefully one day I get a call to do that. I need to just put myself out there, and I'm not partial to anything. I will PA, it don't matter, right?
Okay.
Once I get my foot in the door, and just to be there, I think, and to just say that I work on the Grammys would be a privilege.
Yeah.
But dream job would be to produce even a segment
Okay.
of it. So yeah,
Yeah, that'd be
yeah,
cool. That'd be cool.
yeah.
let's look at some more pictures. Here we go.
Oh, my kitties. So that's Dale, don't
Yeah,
Dale and
yeah.
Tasha. Oh, Tasha. And Journey. Journey was special.
Yes.
Journey, ah, Journey was special. I still talk to him. I think I spoke to him up to last week. Journey
Okay.
is
Good.
special.
Good.
Sharon is the sweetest person you could ever meet in life.
Good guy. Yeah.
He is so sweet. Sharon has the voice of an angel. The voice of an angel. And he's just so sweet. And Sherlon, I think the only trouble Sherlon gave is that he ate my food because when when they write our names on the boxes,
Oh, Sharon, Sherlon. Yeah.
yes, and he ate my food, and I was like, "You don't know your name?" So, but yeah, Sherlon is a sweetheart. Sherlon's family, everybody's really sweet and stuff, and um yeah, Sherlon was I think it was the last winner before COVID. I
Right.
think she was born in 2019 and then COVID came. So
Yeah.
but yeah, my kids. This time now. So these pictures, like the ones with me and Sugar,
Uh-huh.
when it was during COVID,
Okay.
that's, that's why we have on masks. Yeah.
Okay.
So we decided to do a docu-series. So I reached out to all the winners and all the people who contestants who people remember.
Yeah.
So I took photos with all of them except Dalton, who I think Dalton was via Zoom at the time because he wasn't here.
Right.
But yeah, well, that's me and Shugs, who,
Yeah.
as I see this picture, I remember I need to do something for her.
Okay.
So this is the team with Jodie
Yes.
K.
Yes.
Jodie K has such an amazing voice, sweet, sweet girl. I don't even know if she still sings because a lot of them, they just, especially the female winners, they kind of just give up because
Yeah,
it's
because
so
the environment is rough for women.
it's hard.
Yeah.
Shugs, because Shugs kind of have a DJ, she can DJ as well. I think that's how she kind of
Mm-hmm.
um, Sugar love music,
Yeah.
and that's what she decided to go and do. So that's what she
She's
did.
not gonna give up. Yeah. Yeah.
These photos with the team. So that's Mark,
Yeah.
who interviewed me and who recommended me and gave me the job and brought me on board Rising Stars. So big up to Mark all the time.
Yep.
And then there's Natalie and Sanjay, who are the assistant producers. Nat started out as the stylist. That
Yes.
was
Yeah, I
why,
remember.
and then moved to assistant producer. And Nat she's the one that she does kind of a lot of the admin work, the logistics,
Mm-hmm.
so um and that's deal with the money. And
Right.
she's very thorough.
You need that. Yeah.
Yeah. And Nat is the one who will send you 6-minute voice notes. I think mentally is why WhatsApp made the speed up thing, the speed up. Yeah. Because like even the contestants, they're like, we have to listen to it in stages.
It's still-
Yeah.
Love
So
them.
this is Terry, our
Yay.
host. Gareth in the garbage bag. I'm not sure what was going on. Why they were in a garbage bag. But anyway, is
This
that
was
Ian in the
might have
background?
been Ocherius. Maybe it was
Yeah,
raining.
village, and then there's Raymond
Yeah.
and me. That's
Yeah.
on set audition. So,
Yes.
my boy. So that's Elton and Romaine. I love those. I love my kids. I love them. I love them. Um, there is Nikisha.
Yes.
Two of the members are 1/3. That's Al and Miguel. And
Mhm.
then I'm
Is that
like looking. Huh?
is that Cilicia? No.
Yeah, Celicia. Yeah.
Yeah.
She had a big voice too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, three of my amazing stars who have all bust big,
Us big, big.
big, 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 big. This
Yeah.
is when Dalton won X Factor. I actually flew up to go and watch
Oh,
him
that's
win.
amazing. I love that.
I did, and it was so. I felt so good. I was like, "Oh my god!" And that boy, I called Dalton my picnic to this day. Dalton me, and he calls me Miss Sharon or Mom. Um, but yeah, Dalton's voice is a direct gift from God.
Oh, completely, man.
Direct gift from God. And I always say to him, the world needs to hear what you sound like. And he sent me something the other day. There is a Broadway musical that is going to the UK. I forget what's the name of it. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Um, he sent it to me last week, so he's actually going to be in it.
Oh,
Um,
right.
and he's so excited because he went through some Holy Post stuff last year, and somebody very close to him died,
Okay.
and he had never had that happen to him before, and it really rocked him.
Yeah.
Um, and it's still kind of rocking him, but he's grown so much, and I'm very, very proud of him. I'm super, super proud of him. Um, and I'm looking forward to this musical because the world needs to hear Dalton.
Yeah.
So I still go on YouTube and watch his performances from X Factor. I remember you and I when
Yeah.
he
We're
was
always
like
we're
we were
always
all
talking. We're watching together. Yeah.
it's so I love him. Then Chris and Romain,
Yeah.
my boys, my superstars, they have made me so proud.
Hmm.
Like super, 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 super proud.
Continue to, because they just, yeah.
Yeah, man, like it's so good. You don't understand. Like when I see their names anywhere or hear their songs on the radio and or hear, see them performing overseas and hearing people talk about them, and I'm like, I knew them first, you know.
Yeah.
And um, but yeah, those are my three stars.
Yeah.
Proud of them. Orlando was our first
Instrument.
saxophone.
Yes.
Yeah, instrumental winner. Um, and I think Akin was our last winner.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I still talk to them. I love the fact that I can look on these pictures and I'm like, I still talk to them. I can just pick up the phone and I can say, yo, I
Yeah.
need this, I need that, I
Yeah.
need, yeah.
Yeah.
They're my kids, and I'm very proud of them. Very, very proud of them. Akin just released a single, so
Oh, good. Okay.
I sent it to you. It sounds really good. He did it
Okay.
with at Big Yard with
Okay.
Kingy,
Cool.
and it sounds good. So, and he's not doing the 50 million runs that he normally does.
Thank God.
So,
Okay. I love it when they eventually learn.
yeah, eventually, only took 2-3 years, but
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. I look forward to hearing it. Yes. Oh,
So,
wow. Yeah.
and then this, I remember this day.
Yeah. This was Wiki Wacky, no? We're filming the Christmas.
Yeah, I miss Ivy.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah, I miss him.
Me too.
It's Ivy was a huge part of Rising Stars, and
Yeah.
you know, it's it wasn't the same when he wasn't there the year with the when he got sick and he said, I'm gonna send you some people though. And I remember he sent me some photos and he's like, don't worry, they look good when they're glammed up. And then he sent me some pictures of them. He sent me pictures of them glammed up, and I was like, okay. But I still, even like with the performances, I would still message him and I was like, yo, Ify, what do you think about this song? What do you think
Yeah.
about this for this person and stuff? And yeah, I miss him. I miss him. I miss him. Huge, huge part of Rising Stars. Like, It's
Yeah.
huge.
The energy. It
Man, yeah. I feel love the show. He
yeah.
loved that show, and when I look back on videos, from back in the day, and you
When he
see
was
how
skinny.
I feel muggle like a rake.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
So it was. He will always be a huge part of the show. Always be a huge part of the show. So,
Absolutely.
oh God, Trouble One and Trouble Two.
Short boss.
Short Boss and that's Tourist, don't?
Tourist, yeah, yeah.
Tourist, who is about to be a daddy, by the way,
Really? Oh wow.
got married and moved away. He's
Congrats.
about to be a daddy.
Nice.
Short Boss has been a daddy for a minute.
Uh-huh.
And just released another single.
Okay, great.
So yeah. Um I see him. I saw I'd give you a story. I went to karaoke last year
Mhm.
and he's apparently a regular at the karaoke. So I went there with a friend of mine, and she and I are sitting, and we're like right up at the front. And Short Boss went up on stage, and he heard the music start, and he can tell us like this very sexual song that he's about to do. And then he saw me in the crowd, and he said, "Stop the music! Can't perform that! Can't perform that!" And I started laughing, and I was like, "Do what you have to do." And he came over, him and his little walk,
Yeah.
and he came over to me and hugged me up. And he's like, "My mommy is in the audience." And I'm like, "Stop telling people that." I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "Do what you're doing. Don't worry about me." And he's like, "No, I'm not comfortable doing it." He's like, "I'm going to sing gospel." I'm like, "Shut up." I was like, "Do not do that." So, well, that was funny. No, that was he. That my mommy is in the audience. I was like, "Stop. Don't. What is that?" Well, Short Boss and Tourist and Prov. I don't think he sings anymore as much as, he would want to.
Okay.
And it worse because he's moved away and stuff. And yeah, he hasn't.
Where is
He
he now?
hasn't. I'm mind foreign. I don't know where. Wherever he is, it snows. So
Okay. Yeah, what's going here today?
yeah, he has a really nice wife. I think they got married, and yeah, and he's expecting his child soon. So that's
That's very
what
sweet.
that's what we'll see.
Nice. Very sweet.
I
Yeah.
know.
The next one. These are some crew.
I think this is when I don't even know where this is.
This is
This is
isn't that
Belgian Bottoms. And
um
look, oh yeah, look at Knutsford Court.
yeah.
Or yeah, look at Knutsford Court.
Yeah.
So this is probably when we're probably shooting the
The
docu
docu.
series. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, and then this
one and then crew again.
again in the back, yeah.
Ian and Sanjay. Sanjay loved those glasses, good God. And then Tibby, who is makeup,
Makeup, yeah.
and then Raymond. Raymond isn't he lives in the States now.
Okay.
But yeah. When we used to get shirts.
Yeah, remember those days. Yeah. I'm sure I have several shirts that I've never worn.
I saw some the other day and I was like, oh my God. It's 10 years.
Wow. 10 years. Yeah. Wow. I still can't believe it's been 20.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, long. Ian never used to like wearing the Rising Star shirts. So I think he always wanted to be a rebel.
Yes, it wasn't cool. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I remember the first, I mean, I think you had asked me just to come and give a workshop, right? That was the first thing. I came and did a workshop and at TVJ once, and then I think he asked me to come back, and then I never left. I never left.
That's how it normally goes, That's how it normally goes. You get stuck. But I wouldn't want anybody else other than you. So I'm glad everything worked out.
Yeah, and the people have tried. Remember those letters you received?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right up to year 20. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Oh, really? Wow.
Adios.
Yeah, there's always people
Yeah. I call Peter and I'm like, Peter, why? Listen to this message. Listen to this letter. And he'd be like, oh God, Sharon. Yeah.
For those who don't know, Peter was the musical director. So, and just that process alone was was a
Yeah,
thing because we once Monday hit, I mean, you and I would be on WhatsApp with them trying to suggest songs and hear voice notes from them.
You remember some of those voice notes?
Oh, they were
Jesus.
terrible
Oh
because
my
some of them
God.
were in like in their office and or in their classroom and you could barely hear
Horrible.
a thing.
Horrible. Horrible.
And
Oh
then
God.
once we decide on the song, we'd have to do like an edit and either Peter
And they
did
could never
edit
understand it. Them
and
could never
they could
understand
never, yeah, yeah.
the things. Put the lyrics on the teleprompter.
Yeah.
But I remember one contestant when she just forgot her song and it was a gospel night and she just decided to break into spirit.
I remember that. I remember that.
Name Chevanese? Chevy.
Yes, I was gonna say she should remain nameless, but it's fine. It happened.
Sometimes you need those moments.
Yes. Oh boy, that was so. I
Sometimes.
mean, we had one of my favorite things. There are two of my favorite nights. Three, no, four. Okay, four categories. I love gospel night because we'd get
Always.
Ashley
Yeah.
in the choir, and I loved when we did 80s, 1980s as a category.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple times we did rock. For some reason, it wasn't that popular, but I loved it. And disco.
Yeah. You know, I liked country. We did country for the first time.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
country really worked.
Yeah. Well, Jamaica love country, so
Exactly. So I didn't mind it. It worked. I was so looking forward to doing that again. Anyway, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. I like the disco night. Yeah, gospel is always my favorite. I remember we tried to do a medley night. Oh God, I couldn't get that.
Peter hated that.
I was like,
Please, no more medleys. No more medleys.
he hated it. Um, oh God, poor Peter. People used to call me. I cannot get through to. Can you call them and tell them to call me? Right? Because I cannot call them anymore. I cannot. I just need the key. I need the key.
Uh,
God. And I used to tell them, I'm like, look, if you don't know the key, just sing it to Peter and he'll tell you what key it is. And then, of course, whatever they sing it in, it would be the wrong key by the
yeah.
time they oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, some whack contestants. We did. We really did. But some of them were good, unique. Brushy one string, unique.
Yeah, that was cool.
Brushy
That's how much,
was, but man, we said the fame got to Brushy's head very quickly.
well,
Jim. Like women used to, and that was one thing with them. They became celebrities and superstars in such a short space of time, and a lot of them never really knew how to handle it.
yeah.
And I remember they used to stay at Knutsford Court Hotel, and when they got back, when the bus would drop them back off, there used to be women at the hotel waiting on the male contestants.
Really?
Yeah, man. Like it was bad, and it got to the point where either myself or Francine at the time used to have to stay at the hotel. So yeah, the contestants never like that because we had a key for every room. So 3 o'clock in the morning, swoop, swoop, swipe. Who's in there? Who's yeah, man. My friends are dangerous.
But I remember that era with Francine where we, I mean, we rehearsed. I mean, so many more nights. Like we'd be there like from Thursday or something.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That
Rehearsing
was,
at midnight and Friday and
that was
Saturday at
we had money.
yes.
Uh, and you know that Francine gave Camille the spotlight song.
Really?
Francine called, used to drive a little car at the time, and Francine called Camille in the car, and she's like, "I'm gonna drive you around, and you're gonna listen to the song, you're gonna learn it." right? And this is gonna be the song for you. And she's like, and I remember Camille's like, nobody don't know this song. Don't worry, you're
Exactly.
gonna you just and
You'll
look
get
at
them
it.
right. Yeah.
That turned out to be Camille's song.
Yeah.
That year was wicked though. That cause we had Camille, we had
Khalid.
Khalid, we had
Yeah.
SMR. That was at the group here. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a lot of people. A lot of people.
Yeah.
Man,
A lot of people to manage. Yes.
I
Yes.
know. I saw the guys from Khalil the other night too. I saw because they're still together. I think Q and Shane are not in Jamaica, but
Okay.
Wayne, Blaine, and Delhi
Uh-huh.
still perform together.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's good. Okay.
Yeah, they still perform. So how it was so weird. A friend of mine was at a hotel and they were performing. And he sent me a video and I was like, those are my boys. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, no, those are my boys. And I was like, I said, find them. And he's like, what? I'm like, find them. And he's like, he phoned him and I'm like, just video call me. And he's like, are they gonna remember you? I'm like, sorry. And he's like, yeah. I was like, he's like, hold on, wait. I'm doing things in my phone. Hold
Uh-huh.
on.
Hold on.
Oh God. Okay, there we go. Yes.
Okay.
And I was like, just video call me and just put the phone. He's like, they're gonna think I'm weird. I'm like, just do it. Auntie Shy. They know who I am. Like always. And I mean, when you think that they were in 2008, okay?
Yeah.
2008. Yeah, that was I love all of them. Like I'm happy. I'm so happy that I got to experience this. Like I don't think I messaged Mike Hogan, who is the executive producer of the show and who actually is responsible for bringing the show to Jamaica. I messaged him the other day and I was just like, I'm sad that, the show has come to an end, but I am so grateful
Mm-hmm.
for the opportunity because not only for me to grow as a producer and stuff like that, but the fact that you're making so many people's dreams come true. Like for me, that was
Yeah.
always the thing. It's to we're a country that is filled with so much talent. And not a lot of people get the opportunity to showcase that talent, even for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were providing that platform, week after week. I mean, it hurt me whenever people got voted off, but week after week, you got to go up on stage and you got to sing and do what it is that you love. And so many people, have that dream, don't have that opportunity. And I think Rising Stars, that's why it was so important. And sometimes it hurts me because I don't think many people understand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of people understand that that is what that show is about. It wasn't just a make money show.
Right.
It wasn't that. For me, it was dreams. It was making people's dreams become reality.
Mm.
Giving them opportunity and to also give them a chance to change their life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I remember Dalton. Oh my God, Dalton. Ooh, when Dalton got selected, it was the first time for Dalton staying in a hotel. Okay. It was the first time for Dalton staying in a hotel and he called me, Miss Sharon, what I do, how I turn on the AC, how I turn on, I was like, oh my God, just don't touch anything. I'm going to send somebody to the room. And yeah, it's the little things,
Yeah.
it's little things like that. And, um, sorry, phone
Mm.
ringing. Yeah, so it's things like that that kind of just, you know, make a difference, in people's lives and stuff. Just small things, and it really allows you to appreciate it,
Mm.
even more. So I miss the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
It's it. I
Um,
really do miss it.
what group was Savannah in again? It was SLR. SLR.
Yeah, she's there. Um, and I, oh, she's amazing. I think out of the only person I don't talk to is the L. I
Okay.
haven't seen. But I talk to Roshana all the
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, but Savannah was in SLR.
Yeah.
She's come a long way too. Proud of
Yeah.
her.
She's
She
doing,
was so
doing well.
shy. Just
Yes.
when she was there, and
Yeah.
look at her now.
Yeah. Yeah. Proud of them. Proud of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been good. It's been good.
But it is. I don't think anything can ever replace Digicel Rising Stars.
Yeah.
So no matter what talent show comes now, I don't think there's anything now that can top it.
Right.
You know.
Hmm.
Um I think the show was just so big and made such a huge impact on not only the contestants but on Jamaica
Yeah.
overall. And then when you see like a Chris and Romaine who have gone worldwide and the impact that they have, when they go to all these different countries, that's Rising Stars that is being pushed,
Yeah.
that is taken with them. Um, I'm not saying that them need to go and them need to big up Rising Stars everywhere they go. I don't expect that. But it makes me feel good knowing that that's where they started,
Yeah.
you
Absolutely.
know. And I think as people who work on the show and stuff like that, that is always something for us to be proud of as well. So, and nobody can take that away from us.
Absolutely. Yes. I absolutely used to look forward to the show. I used to look forward to meeting the new contestants. I used to look forward to working with you. I used to look forward to working with the team because it was like a little family, and we had our little things that we'd do. We'd bring coffee on sometime, or whatever. And so I look forward to that all the time, and I do miss that a lot. I miss it a lot.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
I do, and I'll always cherish every moment on that show and stuff. And um, it is it's hard. It's hard, but I've let go.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
let go. But I'll always have the memories.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For-
always have the memories. And people still see me and they're like, Miss Rising Stars, is it coming back? Anthony's like, Anthony said people always bombard him everywhere and they're like, is it, what's going on? What's going on? And, is it coming back? And he's like, no, leave me alone, Anthony. I'm the person that is. So everybody
Oh,
loves me.
yes. One.
So
Yeah. Oh, all right. This is. I love this one.
yeah, that one was funny.
Yeah.
Nice photo.
Yeah. This is cool. And the last one is you in your Aki in your.
Oh, me in my truck and enjoying myself, doing what I love to do.
Yeah.
Doing
As
what I
before, I love it when you're you do your countdown, and then as the music, the opening music finishes, and then you go run it, and then you go, I love that. Love that. It will always stay with me.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah,
I can't do it on any other show. It just doesn't feel the same.
right. Yeah, exactly. That's a Rising Stars thing. So yeah, okay. Well, I think we've come to it. We've come to it. Let me do my clothing spiel. So my thanks to my guest Sharon Schroeter for sharing her journey, her insights, the stories, the wonderful stories, a little glimpse into the world behind the camera, where so much of the real magic of television actually happens. If you enjoyed this conversation, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe wherever you're listening or watching. It really helps more people discover the show. So you can find Mike's Moment of on the Mike's Moment of YouTube channel, but also on the Reggae Online YouTube channel and on the Apple Podcast channel that we have. So, and also wherever you listen to podcasts. So until next time, I'm Michael Sean Harris. Keep finding meaning in your moments. Thanks, Sharon.
No problem. Thank you.
I'm Michael Sean Harris. I hope you're entertained and informed, and that you feel inspired to join me again and again in my moments of